Hey, Frank Paris here. Let me just change my eyeglasses. Thank you very much. What we're here to talk about is the 1960 time machine miniature 5.5-inch scale time machine that a lot of my customers have purchased over the years, 25, going on, well, probably closer to 30 years that I've been building and making props and sci-fi props and things like that. And this is one of the props, okay, that's custom built, handmade from the ground up, uh, from the chair, the dish, the platform, the brass bending. It's all built from the ground up. No 3D printing except for a resin dish that we have right here. Everything else is handmade, and I'm very proud of it. Okay, I really am. And I've had a good 30 or 40 of these in the hands of customers around the world, and they have bought this because they remember the 1960 movie, The Time Machine, with Yvette Mimieux, Sebastian Cabot, and Rod Taylor, that was his breakout movie actually, which put him on the map as as far as sci-fi fans were concerned, and fans other than sci-fi. So this time machine model is in. You see a depiction of the H.G. Wells movie Time Machine and the movie, and this is my depiction of it. And I have to say that I'm very proud of the build, and I'm very proud of the workmanship that goes into it, and I'm very proud of myself being probably the only one on the planet, okay, that offers this for sale. There are other versions of it, and they're out there, and people buy them, and I get people who buy them and then come back to me and say, yours is the best, you know. So I really appreciate that. Okay, but we're going to talk about the time machine and some of the inherent uh, peculiarities of the time machine that you get. Okay, this time machine is manufactured and built again from the ground up. There is some, I think, in all the years that I've been in the business of providing these time machine, handmade time machines, that I haven't gotten one complaint at all about uh, the wobble, as they like to call it. I think the wobble is very good for the presentation of the time machine. And what I mean by the wobble is when the dish spins, okay? Well, let me back that up again. When you buy this time machine, you get three videos. You get a video that shows you how to unbox it, okay? And the unboxing usually, the unboxing video starts with the unboxing of the Tantalus box, which comes with the time machine, okay? Because people buy the time machine with the Tantalus box. We've only recently offered the Tantalus box separately because there are people who have 5.5 scale to 5.5, 5 scale, 5.5 scale, and 6 scale, and the Tantalus box will fit all three of those sizes, so that you could have a Tantalus box if you bought a different scale model of the time machine from somebody else. You could have the Tantalus box that we custom build also for your time machine. So it's not just designed for a 5.5, which is this piece here, which is exactly the size, the one presented in the movie. Okay, so you get three videos. The first video is going to be on the unboxing of the time machine and the Tantalus box. Okay, for those people who just order the time machine, okay, then they will get the same unboxing video, but they should pick it up from where The time machine is the only thing that they're unboxing. They're not unboxing the Tantalus box. They'll back that up again because people might not understand. When you buy the time machine with the Tantalus box, the Tantalus box is wrapped, and then when you open it up and you unbox the Tantalus box, you will find the time machine in the Tantalus box boxed, protected. I shouldn't say boxed, but protected. Okay, so now there's an unboxing of that too. So now then you've got the time machine. What you should realize is when you get this, okay, and a lot of my customers weren't aware of this, so that's why I made the videos, is the time machine unboxing. Okay, you'll follow, if you're just buying the time machine, the unboxing from the point where the time machine is out of the Tantalus box. From that point on, that's where your unboxing goes. But I should point out that the dish, this dish that's on here now, has to be inserted onto the motor mount. Okay, and what we try to do is, which I explain in the second video, how to do that. Okay, I see you got the time machine in a Tantalus box, and you have the dish is mounted in the box with the Tantalus box, and it's not attached to the time machine. Okay, so you're going to have to put the dish onto the box. Now, I explain in the second video how to do that. Okay, because that's a separate thing that you have to do. So when you're doing that, you're putting the time machine in the dish on the time machine. There are certain things you have to do that. Okay, and I'm going to just get up here and turn the time machine around. Your dish will come separately, and you will take. And this is also in the second video. You will take the dish and you'll place it on the motor mount, and you'll just push it, holding your fingers against this part here, which is part of the motor mount, holding it steady, and you will take this and push it with your thumbs onto, okay, to the motor mount, and then just try to keep it flush, as flush as possible on the motor mount. Now, you may place it on the motor mount, uh, bent forward or bent backwards like this, or bent left or bent right. Okay. Okay, which is going to present you with a wobble. A wobble. Okay, so we call that instance of a wobble when you turn the machine on. The issue would be the wobble would be less or more than you like. Okay, so then you would have to go back and just again center it, make sure that it's nice and flat, and just check to see how much wobble there is. Now you'll notice when I do this, or I do this, there's a wobble factor involved. Nothing you can do about it. Buying a new dish, getting a new dish from me, asking me for a new dish, it's not going to change it. Okay, that's the motor mount. The motor mount is made in such a way that it is inherent that you have this little wobble. Now, all you want to do is minimize the wobble. Okay, and to minimize the wobble, you're going to again, try to center it a little bit better. Try to keep it as flush against the motor mount as possible. You see the flushness here? Okay, but you're not going to get rid of all of the wobble. You do not want to push this all the way in so that it's halfway on the motor mount and halfway off the motor mount. So, I mean, that's basically the situation that you have. But there will always be a wobble. So, and it's a good thing. Okay, you want to minimize it, you want to center it, you want to make sure it's on there right, but you also don't want to, there's no such thing as based on the motor mount that we have and the motor we're using, that you're not going to get a wobble, okay? So when I turn on the switch here, which is the first thing you would do, and then I flip this switch like so, okay, you will see that there is a wobble. If you look at it straight on, there is a wobble, a little shaking. Well, you say, well, gee, I don't know if I like that. You like that. That's cool. that makes it look like the machine is getting ready to vanish into the future or vanish into the past. And if you've got it sitting on a table, like I do, a little platform here, that looks really cool. And if you're doing it inside the Tantalus box, which I cannot show you because it's over there, and I'm using a robotic camera to do this video, and I don't want to misposition the camera so you can't see anything. So that little vibration that's going on, that little makes it look so much cooler. Okay, it makes it look like you're actually making the time machine go forward or backwards or left or right, into the future or into the past or sideways into another dimension, the fifth dimension. Okay, so but again, if you look at it straight on here, you will see that there is a little wobble. Okay, you want to minimize the wobble. You're not going to get it out, but again, it looks cool. It makes it look like and it's not impacting on the durability of the time machine either. Your time machine is your time machine. I mean, and I may suggest to you that you make sure you pick up your time machine by you can see the wobble, a little more pronounced now that I picked it up. You want to pick it up by the base, never by the railings. Although if you do, there's a third video. Let me turn this off now. And there's a third video. And the third video is the care and the maintenance on your time machine model. And that care and maintenance is when you get it in the mail, one of these filigrees may have come off. You know how UPS is and Federal Express. They see the word fragile and they think that means slam dunking the damn boxes into their trucks. Okay, there's no convincing these people that there's something delicate in there, even if you put the word fragile on the box. So you may have a little piece here that you got to fix or that kind of thing. And or they got some filigrees in the back here, which you may have to fix. And there's a maintenance video that I sent you, which is the third video that tells you about how to care and do maintenance on you. You just sand with a little nail file. You sand off the little excess glue. You put a little more crazy glue in there. You put your filigree back on. Hold it just for a second. If you're using another kind of glue, I would recommend just the crazy glue. And buy crazy glue. Do not buy these third-party, fourth-party kind of glues. And you can be ever so gentle with how much you squeeze out onto the area where the filigree goes and that kind of thing. So these are all things that you're doing for the first time, but for the last time. So those are the things that I wanted to bring up. And I think that covers just about everything. Again, if you have to change the battery, which, eventually you'll have to change the battery, make sure, by the way, this switch is off, okay? It's to the right, all right? Yeah, my right. With my left hand going to this way, to the right, okay? Make sure that's off, okay? And make sure you turn it on when you want it on, and then you can just flip this little lever like in the movie that they had. Okay, so it's off now. Okay, and I'm going to put this back in my Tantalus box. But just make sure, because you could drain the battery a little bit. I'm not sure theoretically if there's battery drainage or not. But I've had this battery in here for a good 2 years. And you want to take the battery out if you're not going to use it for a while. And I'll just show you the bottom. It's got the little 12-volt battery in there. It's a 12-volt battery. They sell those on Amazon. And you can get one of those. So that's basically all there is to tell about the time machine. This is going to be a fourth video that will be sent to customers who are a little concerned about the wobble. You won't get it if you're not concerned about the wobble. And you centered it perfectly and everything else. But the fourth one is going to be this particular video will be sent to a customer who's concerned about the wobble. Now, we're not talking about a wobble where it shakes and it just starts moving around on the table. We're talking about a wobble, okay, that is pronounced because it wasn't centered correctly and it wasn't aligned on the motor mount nice and even, that kind of thing. or it was put on crooked, backwards, forwards, up, or down, that kind of thing. So that's basically that's when you're going to get this fourth video. All right, so that's basically it. Um, I don't know what else to say. I mean, this is one of those things where, you've got to. It's inherent in the design. The motor mount and the motor are special motor mounts and motors. I'm sorry, special motors that we buy that are extremely, extremely expensive. Uh, and so we want to make sure that we get it, the motor as silent as possible. This is the silentest possible motor you can possibly get. And that's basically it. So I'm going to say thank you for purchasing our time machine, and don't concern yourself too much about the wobble because it's cool. Okay, it gives you a little cool effect. Okay, and I appreciate the help and the support for over these years for those people who have purchased this from me. I really do appreciate it. Okay. They're classy people because they want the best that they can get, and this is one of the best that they can get. I hate to blow my own horn, but once in a while I have to. Okay. Thank you very much. Frank Paris, over and out.